Very nearly about sailing, March 2023. This one is all about, and I didn't finish it, I have to admit, making a thing out of wood. Regular listeners will know that I'm not the world's greatest woodworker, and I can prove that in this episode by making a mystery object, and you have to see if you can figure out what it is. All will be revealed next month when I finish it. I ran out of epoxy, couldn't actually finish it this month. But anyway, as I say, this one has got nothing to do with sailing. It is something to do with a project that's coming up, and yeah, anyway, let's just take it from here and see what happens. Right, so the first thing I need to do is to make a frame, which I'm going to make as a combination of 1.2 metre planks, and I'm going to cut these to 2 feet. And yeah, because I know I've got a lot of American watches as well as UK ones, I thought rather than just convert things, I'm just going to say whatever measurement comes into my head. So this is going to be 2 feet, that's 1.2 metres. And I've decided I haven't used this for ages. This is almost unused, but it's just easier to do it with the old-fashioned way. I should have put the other bench on the other side. I'm going to do that. Not bad. Clean that up later. Right, so this is a 1.2 metre length. I've got 3 of these in, one there, and one there, and then another 1.2 at the top. So the next task is to glue this up, and I'm going to do this using glue and dowels. Right, this is one of these things that makes so much sense in theory. So what I've done is I've taken some masking tape and I've put it on here, but the trick is that's sticky side up, so I've stuck it down. So see, that's the sticky side, and then I've put another couple of bits on the side to keep it down. These are the dowels I should be using. Probably 3 of these I think should be sufficient. And again, in theory, it doesn't really matter where I put these. I'll put one, as in piece. Put one roughly in about the middle of where that's going to go, and then another one right there, and then another one about there. And then I'm going to make a hole through here, gouger. Hole there. And then I was so confident about this, and then I put this on here as accurately as I can. Well, doesn't really matter. This is not. I'm not building a space rocket. Oh, I told you something I'm not building. For those of you who guessed it was a space rocket, not a space rocket. And then what you do, or what I do, is take this up and glue it on this piece of wood. Same here. Glue it on that piece of wood. So I'm going to take this off. Got 3 holes there, and I've got 3 dots there that I can then go in. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. I'm not sure if I've got that here. I've got that. Yeah, I've got that. Okay. And I go in, and exactly where those holes are, I make a hole there. Now I don't know if it matters actually, but I'm just gonna, so that I don't get it mixed up, I'm just gonna put a pencil mark here so I know which way around it goes. Right, and then I can take this off, and I've got 3 holes on each piece of wood, and we don't need this anymore. Slightly wasteful, I know, but anyway. And then, oh, I haven't figured out, let me go and find out what size drill I need for this, and then I drill some holes. Right, luckily I found one old set which only had 2 drills left in it. Luckily one of them was a 6, because the other set I found, I've obviously broken a lot of 6s in my life. This should be just right. Should really put a mark, and in fact I will, I'll put a mark on that as to how far down that should go, but that should be spot on. That's a really nice tight fit. Right, so get the rest of these drilled up, get that marked up, and give it a go. Alright, so I put those in there. They look a bit crooked to me, but I don't know. Let's see. Hopefully, if I bash that in, they should be pretty much lined up. Just need to move this along a little bit. Takes over the tough bit. Do you know what? Not going to win any prizes for that, but that was the very first one. It can only get better. I think the drill drifted very, very slightly as I was going down the end crane. That's the problem, because obviously you'd better to have a pillar drill to do this, but that's alright. That'll do. Right, let me do the other ones, glue it up, and then I'll show you what the frame looks like. Right, I'm not going to film this, or I haven't filmed it. But basically I needed to cut a thing this shape by cutting that off there and that off there to get that shape. That's a very specific radius that I've copied from somebody else's design, so I hope it works. But that's all to do with centre of gravity measurements, which you'll understand from how a boat keels over, and it looks like the front or the back of a boat, doesn't it, or the side, but it's probably not. Right, here it is in all its glory, and this has got to be, I'm not particularly good at woodwork, but I normally am quite careful because I know that, and yeah, this is not my proud moment. There are gaps, there are crookedy bits. I don't need to redo it, I can straighten it up, I can sort it out. And I can promise to do better. By sort it out, what I mean is the places where there really are big gaps, I'm going to epoxy that. You know, that's cheaty woodwork, doing epoxy. And the other thing is I now, I don't know if you can see this, I now do have a proper drill for wood with the proper wood thing, so the holes won't go off centre, and I can blame my tools, but if you don't use the right tools, you're not going to get the right results. And I was just sloppy. So anyway, that's I was just about to come out with a whole list of excuses then, but there's no excuse for it really, is there? Right, so here, didn't show the cutting, but I've taken one of these 1.2 long, I'm going to do it on both of them, and I've cut it in, that's a third, that's 2/3, because this is actually going to hinge, and this one's also going to hinge, but the other way round, because there's going to be a bit that folds into another bit. And I think I've done my calculations right on this, but if I'm wrong, I will be wrong big time. So anyway, so I've cut that using the circular saw, so that's actually straight. Anyway. Oh, much better. I don't know if you can see that, but that's exactly on the line that I did there. So, yeah, user error. Right, so here's the thing that I thought I'd be able to finish today. Well, lovely weather, by the way, absolutely fantastic. And I really haven't. Just putting hinges on here and then on this bit, so they're I've recessed them, and I've only done two. I need to do another one there, and then the ones on these bits. The reason for not videoing this and showing you how I did it, hang on, let's just zoom out here. The reason for not showing you how I did it is simply that if this is one of those things you want to do, don't learn from me. There are plenty of good YouTube channels. It's the sort of thing you learn in woodworking in grade 1. So basically, that's recessed, that's nice and flat. Remember, I cut these so that they would match, so that they will fit together very nicely, which they absolutely do. And you can see just, I think you can see, can you see? Yeah, just a tiny little bit of this. So this will fold down with something underneath it. Right, so I've done the 3 hinges for one side. They're completely recessed and sort of flat with this edge, and if you remember, this piece of wood was cut from 1, so I know that pretty much, if I get it the right way around, and that is the right way around, that's going to kind of match because I want to hinge this. And I'm going to show this technique again for 2 reasons. 1, I didn't show it very well last time, and 2, I certainly didn't do it very well last time. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of tape for each one, and it's sticky side up, and then I've taped it down. So yeah, that's sticky, and then I can see where the holes are, and I'm just going to make I can do it with a lead. Obviously previously I did it so it went through the paper and the wood, but that's not going to quite work this time. So I'm making a little hole on each one. And now when I pull these off, the bit that's under the wood won't be sticking to the bottom bit, it'll be sticking to the top bit. Hopefully. Ah, right. Oh, just. Now, of course, the other thing I could have done at that point with these little tabs at the end is when I sort of folded them up, I could have stuck those down to this, and that would have made it better. But I've only just thought of that, so it's a free one on there. You can have that. Right, so here's the thing, this is what it needs to do. So this is it screwed on. I've only put the hinges on with 1 screw. I'm probably going to get slightly bigger. So this can hinge down. See, that's where I put the things. I'll tidy this up significantly. And the reason that I did them sort of offset is there's going to be something exactly this width going in here. And wow, that was lucky or well judged, depending on what you want to say, that this needs to be able to fold against that, and then on the other side, because there's going to be something coming out here, the one on the other side needs to fold so that it can go on top of here. Doesn't make sense at all, does it to you? But never mind, I know what I think I'm doing. Yeah, that's worked well. I'm pleased with that. That's exactly what I wanted. As I say, I might put stronger screws in here, but really, that's not the weight. That's not going to bear weight, although this does need to be quite strong. But anyway, I'm going to do one more thing, and then that's probably the end of the video for this month. But let's do that one more thing, and then see if you've got any idea what it might be. Right, so I've just screwed this up, but those two pieces are going to get epoxied together. Aha! So what do you think it is then? What does that look? Somebody just shouted out rudder, didn't they? Who shouted out rudder? I can see it's you sitting there in your underpants eating pot noodle. Yeah, you've got your camera switched on. I can see you. Who watches this channel sitting in their underpants eating pot noodle? Anyway, no, it's not rudder. So let me just glue that together, and then I'll put the hinges on, and then have another look at this. Because do you know, even I'm beginning to wonder what it is. Right. So there it is, all glued up, and I'll just assemble it, and that's as far as I'm going to get this month, because for two reasons. Firstly, and probably most importantly, I've run out of epoxy. I've got plenty of the resin, but for some reason I've run out of the hardener, and I'm not quite sure how that's happened, because I have been mixing it right, but I tend to pour the spare stuff, and there's obviously a tiny little bit more resin that you get, so I pour it into a new bottle. So, and the other thing is, it's the 31st of March, and I don't want to put this out a day late, because you'll all think it's an April Fool's thing. So anyway, let's assemble this together and let's see what we've got so far. Right, so what you have to imagine is another one of these on the other side that's going to kind of fold over the top of it, and underneath is a thing that's going to fold under, that's going to hold these two things apart. So it'll be this on this side, another one on the other side, and a thing to hold it apart, and this frame. And that's more or less it. So, guess is, I will finish this next month, and because it's taken me 2 episodes to do it, I will actually reveal the secret and show it in action, and it's for another project, and it's absolutely necessary. If you know what this is, you'll recognise it straight away. If you don't, but anyway, comments below, what do you think it is? And after I've used it, because I only need to use it a couple of times, what on earth could I possibly use it for? Anyway, that is it for this month. Spring is dreadful here. It's blowing absolute hoolie outside, which is why I'm in here. Sorry, which is why I'm in here. So hope you're all well, and I will see you next month, where I'm going to complete this. I think I've got Lucy back over Easter, so there's a couple of power tool projects that I want to get her involved in, and then I want to do the test on the soda blasting with the air compressor, and I want to have a go at doing the holding tank in HDPE and pressure test it to see if that's the way forward. I'd rather do that than the fiberglass one if I possibly could. Other than that, it's back to doing the fiberglass version. Okay, have a good one. See you next month.